guys, we have to discuss this SOMBR concert drama that has been surfacing on TikTok. If you don't know who SOMBR is, he is a newer artist, I would say, and he's been blowing up on TikTok over the past year. He sings the songs 12 to 12 and Back to Friends, which I'm sure you've heard on your For You page many times. Anyway, there's so much to talk about, so let's dig up the receipts and get into it. So this past week, there was a TikTok posted by a girl named Meg, and she was explaining her experience of going to SOMBR's concert.
I went to go see SOMBR Sunday night at the Anthem in DC. If you don't know who SOMBR is, he's a 20-year-old artist. He blew up online, I think on TikTok. He has a lot of hits. I like a lot of his music. A lot of people my age like a lot of his music, whatever. I was really excited to go see him. I don't really go to concerts that often unless I really love an artist. I was so excited to see this performance.
She talked about the overall vibe of the concert and some of the red flags she noticed, referring it to the same vibe as a middle school dance.
First big red flag, we get to the door, the guy checks my ID. I'm 25 years old, mind you, so is my boyfriend. The guy looks at my ID, starts quizzing me like it's a fake. He's like, "What's your zip code?" Looking me up and down. I genuinely was like, what? I say back to him like, "Oh my gosh, I'm actually so flattered, like, thank you." He chuckles a little bit and at that point gives me a wristband. And I was like, thanks. What? Like, I feel like I look like I'm in my mid-20s and my boyfriend sure as hell does. My boyfriend behind me gets quizzed the same way. Like, "What's your zip code? Where were you?" Crazy. I get inside and immediately I clock why I got checked on my ID. It is the closest to a middle school dance I've ever been since I was in middle school at a dance.
Between teenagers not understanding concert etiquette, 6-7 jokes, and a dating segment.
First. 6-7.
It's safe to say this concert was definitely catered to a younger audience. Meg ended up leaving the concert early and felt complete secondhand embarrassment.
The only adults in the room are the parents and then my boyfriend and I. It was thousands upon thousands of tweens running around like they were at a middle school dance. Immediately I'm pissed off. And these kids are plowing through, like, mind you, they've never been in a bar before. They don't know how to contain personal space. If they were adults, fights would have happened, fists would have been thrown, but they were just plowing through, checking shoulders, spilling drinks. Like, it was genuinely a nightmare. SOMBR gets on stage. I'm excited, I'm thrilled. I'm like, ooh, finally, I'm gonna enjoy myself, right? First 2 minutes he's on stage, he makes a 6-7 joke. I'm not even kidding you. And all the tweens, I've never had such immediate buyer's remorse in my life. Like, I knew I was just in for 3 hours of nightmare fuel. He proceeds to make a bunch of niche meme references for like the 12 to 16-year-old age range group. And I only understand them because I'm chronically online, but every other adult in the room, including my boyfriend, is like, why is he speaking in tongue? Like, what is he saying right now? Just ridiculous to hear out loud. Like, it was like brain rot on stage. And it was like, this is really killing the vibe a little bit. Just play the fucking song. Yeah, he did the exact opposite of that. About 30 minutes in, he cuts all the music and he's like, "We're now gonna have the SOMBR dating show. Raise your hand and come on up on stage if you want to call your toxic ex. Make sure it's toxic and make sure there's somebody who's gonna pick up." Again, all the tweens. We then proceeded to watch 3 tweens go on stage and call their ex. And then SOMBR's on the mic like, clock it, bro. Oh, chill out, bro.
This creator explained some of the more vulgar areas of the night and was left wondering how appropriate these comments made by SOMBR were for his 12 to 16-year-old fans.
It just got worse. It just kept getting worse the more it went on. He would make like super niche references to like 13-year-olds, but then he would also say like super vulgar stuff about like getting his dick sucked. And it was like, so you know your audience is clearly 13, yet here you are. Okay. There was a moment in between songs where he literally just randomly went, "Bark for me," and you hear the arena of 13, 14, 15-year-old girls start barking, and then immediately followed up with, "Yeah, I'm daddy." I had to leave because it was the most egotistical performance I've ever seen in my life. If I had known he was like that, I would never have paid money to see him. It was so embarrassing to witness. Like, he's up there just being like, "I'm the shit, and also I'm the shit." And you're like, okay. The other 2 girls I knew who were there were messaging me afterwards, and they were like, "Was that not like weird? Like, that wasn't a good..." And I was like, hated it. Absolutely couldn't agree more. I hated it. It was terrible.
Now, this could have been the end of it and everyone could have went on about their day. However, there was actually a response video from SOMBR himself.
I thought I was chronically online, but it's just come to my attention that there's a TikTok drama going around because a 25-year-old attended my concert and was basically complaining that there were too many tweens there, I was making too many brain rot jokes, and she just thought it was a cringe concert. And also she was body shaming me, and it's kind of started a massive body shaming hate train directed towards me on a lot of videos of me on the internet right now, which is... I totally respect people having opinions, but I am a 20-year-old artist, freshly 20. And if you're 25 years old and you're going to come to my concert and not expect people younger than you to be there when I, the artist, am 5 years younger than you, it's just a skill issue. Also, like, the jokes thing, like, you had to have known about my online presence before coming to my concert. I mean, anyone who knows me knows I've never uttered a serious word in my life. And also, I make jokes for 5 minutes of the concert, and the rest is music. Like, live a little, enjoy life. Every age, sex, sexuality, gender, race, everyone is welcome at my concert, and I mean everyone. You guys need to find problematic people to hate on because I am just existing. Also, I'm just going to give a quick tutorial. Also, I just remembered that I had a fever and bronchitis at the show she went to, but the show goes on. I will not cancel.
SOMBR's response video left people wondering where is his PR team and why is he making 25-year-olds sound ancient? People seem to wonder why he even felt the reason to respond in the first place, and I like what Coco Moco had to say on TikTok, so I'll insert her video now.
As someone who works in marketing, I do not work in crisis PR, okay? That's different. But as someone who works in marketing and has worked with a lot of like music clients, I just want to say something. And this is about the SOMBR situation, okay? There is a saying that I say to the people I work with or my friends in the public eye all the time. You can call it a Cocoism if you will. I always say, you are equal to your enemies. So when you pick a fight, or if someone picks a fight with you and you respond, you are equal to your enemies, okay? So for example, that is why a lot of famous people should not reply to like hate comments or criticism that they get, because even though it's so hard and they want to defend themselves, you are equal to your enemies. So I'm not saying that the girl that was critiquing SOMBR is like less than him. I'm just saying in terms of like reach and audience, she was just like a girl on TikTok putting out her opinion as she's allowed to do. Maybe he has a couple thousand followers, I don't know. SOMBR is like way up here. And him replying to her instantly brought him down and almost made him like accessible to people in the way that like someone with only 1,000 followers would be accessible. And now he's kind of like all bets are off on people like dogpiling on him online. Whereas, for example, like Beyonce, if someone like tweets that they hate her music, she's not going to respond to them because it immediately puts her on the same level as like the Twitter account with 12 followers, right? So you are equal to your enemies. And some people, this is like the dark arts that I do not recommend, but some people use that and flip it to gain power and attention. So some people who see themselves as like less than, but like want to elevate, they will purposely pick a fight with someone who's like way more famous than them that they think is just enough in reach that the person might take the bait. Because the moment that that elevated person like responds to them, boom, they are now elevated onto their level, okay? So you are equal to your enemies. That's just good advice even in like the corporate world in life.
So even if SOMBR didn't agree with what Meg's take was, the bigger issue was still not being addressed. People felt confused why he did not address what Meg said about the times during the show that was maybe not the most appropriate for 13 to 16-year-olds.
Hi guys, good morning, welcome back. I made a video yesterday about attending SOMBR's concert and how I hated my experience when I went, and I got some feedback. Some was good, some not so great. That's okay, court of public opinion. But I feel like the dialogue in the comments is getting a little off the plot, maybe, perhaps. And I kind of want to steer us back onto it and clear up some things. So we're going to do that. The entire point of my video was literally me saying I had no idea that was the vibe of his concerts. I would not have bought a ticket if I knew. And if you're someone like me who's like 25 and thinks it's going to be a normal concert, you probably shouldn't go because you're not going to enjoy yourself. It's not for us, okay? That's not me saying that tweens can't go to concerts. That's just, I had no idea this guy was like a solely tween artist. I had no idea. Going a layer deeper, if you know his audience is teens and he knows his audience is teens and tweens, he can't be on stage talking about getting his dick sucked. Verbatim, by the way. That wasn't like, it wasn't like insinuated. He said the words, this freak in a mask wanted to suck my dick. If we know our audience is 13, 14, 15, that's probably not the dialogue you should be using. I had someone in my comments that was like, barking's been a thing just because you're not online like that. Me not online like that? I know barking's been a thing. I get it. That's not the problem. And someone was like, it's not that deep. It's really not that deep. Combined, it is. It was the fact that we're catering all the way to like children brain rot, but then also making vulgar, explicit content and comments. Like,
like I said, I agree with Coco Moco because I think it's kind of like that Coldplay concert thing where if there wasn't a reaction, it wouldn't have turned into such a big thing. I think SOMBR should keep doing what he's doing and not worry about what people say. Based on the comments, SOMBR has a huge fan base and he doesn't need to worry if some people don't enjoy going to his show. I don't think Meg did anything wrong either, she's just sharing her opinion. Anyway, that's what's been going on with SOMBR. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye!